Jurassic World Dominion marks the sixth and final film in the Jurassic Park franchise. Is this film worth your time? Let's find out. Hi, my name's Justin. I try to watch everything in theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below for more up and coming content just like this. 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. This fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are to remain the apex predators on a planet they now share with history's most fearsome creatures. I really did not care for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, so I was really curious about Dominion. I like some of the things they shown in the trailer. Having the dinosaurs in our world, can we live alongside them? That's a question that I was waiting to see how it was going to be answered. And with having dinosaurs in our world, there's so many different storylines that could happen. You could have a storyline of just gathering all the dinosaurs and returning them to an island. But the story that they took this film is not the story that I expected it to be. Not the story that I found to be the most interesting story, where dinosaurs are roaming big cities and parks and are attacking humans. It's not the story that I found to be the most interesting. And that's the biggest problem for me with Dominion. It's a story that is so focused on the humans and rather than the dinosaurs, and you don't get a lot of those thrilling moments. If you look all the way back to Jurassic Park, yes, biosyn and a lot of the genetics and mutations is there. It's a story that's just not solely focused on dinosaurs. It's also focused on the human interactions and humans interfering with dinosaurs and changing things along the way to shape it how they want it to be. We saw that a lot in Jurassic World, and they were able to balance like the fun moments of the amusement park with also the human interference. And Fallen Kingdom is where it really took off, with having the young girl in here being the clone, people trying to sell the dinosaurs. So Dominion is trying to build off of Fallen Kingdom, and since Fallen Kingdom wasn't the best thing ever, there's not going to be a lot within here that makes Dominion the best thing ever either. I feel like it's a lot like Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. I really didn't care for The Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker tried to pick up the pieces for that for me, and it just did not work either. With so much human interaction and a lot of narration and exposition, we have a lot of scenes in the beginning of the film for a good about hour of the film that absolutely drags. There is no moments of the dinosaurs where they are chasing humans and we have these fast-paced action scenes. We get a lot of setup of what is Owen and Claire been doing with Maisie, biosyn's place within all of this, and the several nods to the original franchise. One of the big things that made me so interested in this film is having three of the main stars from the original film return. Having Sam Neill as Alan Grant, Laura Dern as Ellie Sattler, and Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm was something I was so excited to see. I really liked those characters within that first film and Jurassic Park 3 and Lost World, as they were kind of scattered throughout the original trilogy, but having them team up with our new cast brings the old and new together and a lot of nostalgia. But there is a lot of nods, a lot of subtle nods, a lot of in-your-face nods to the original franchise. Taking the glasses off and looking at the dinosaurs, some of the lines, the dialogue, it feels like by having the original cast in here, they are trying too hard to focus on some of the nods and references to that original franchise. They thought that we forgot about that original film. It's good if we know everything about it. But so many times within Dominion, they take their time to give us those references, and I don't think they were necessary too much. But I like having Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler once again in here. They brought these characters back and they gave them a purpose. It didn't feel gimmicky at all. They contributed a lot to the movie, and it was nice to see these characters once again and actually doing something rather than just kind of being there in the background. more so Ian Malcolm, but Ali Sattler and Alan Grant had a lot to do, and I really liked that. And I thought they worked well with Owen Grady and Claire and Maisie, and our new character played by DeWanda Wise. She is a pilot within this film, but she's very confident, and I loved her character. She fits so nicely within the cast. Once we do get to some of the action, it's a lot of fun. We see some of the scenes in the trailer that looked really thrilling, and then there are some scenes that just were not in the movie at all. That's what I hate about some trailers, is that they give you some of these moments and they're just not in the movie. But what we did get, some really big dinosaurs that weren't in the first two films of Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom, and so it's so cool to see different dinosaurs and a lot of fun action scenes. Even if the end action scene did feel very similar to the first Jurassic World film, it was still cool to see all the dinosaurs and how they were navigating throughout the city and our world. And that's one thing that I would love to see a little more of, is that terror of having a T-Rex or a Velociraptor in your backyard or down the street. It's terrifying, and I think they really could have played off of that really well, but instead they focused on that human interaction, their interference, biosyn, controlling a lot of the population and the dinosaurs. It's a story that I just really didn't find to be too interesting, and by the end of it all, I thought to myself, there's so many different ways that you could approach the story and bring the dinosaurs into our world, and how can we live amongst them. The story that we did get for Dominion moved very slow, and it just was not very interesting. People have been bombing this movie. I don't think it's the worst one of the bunch, but it is certainly one of the least exciting ones. Fallen Kingdom for me being the worst one, but Dominion took a story that I just didn't think fit into the current state of Jurassic World films. There's so much more they could have done with it by setting up Fallen Kingdom and releasing the dinosaurs into our world. There's so much more they could have done with it, and the approach for this film felt very lackluster. Though there was some really cool moments with the dinosaurs and the old cast and the new cast together. They worked well. Some of the nods to the original film was a little cheesy, but some of them did make me smile. So overall, it's not the worst one, but certainly not the best one. There's some things that I think I personally would have done a little bit differently. I'm not a filmmaker. I don't write movies, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think that there are some different things they could have did, and I think it would have been just a little bit better. But nonetheless, it was still cool to see a Jurassic World film in theaters, and I'm curious to see if they eventually do continue this franchise down the road years later, after people forget a little bit about Dominion. So before I give you my score for Jurassic World Dominion, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. And if you'd like to see where Jurassic World Dominion ranks amongst all of the other 2022 releases I have seen this year, follow me on Letterboxd, and there you can find my ranking. I'm gonna go ahead and give Jurassic World Dominion a C+. Thank you guys for checking my review for Jurassic World Dominion. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for up and coming content just like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.